Hi folks, today is August 20th, 2020, and I'm going to read with the new deck that I just got, and it's called Common Threads by Marie Palmer. She sent me, because she was just a little late in replying. I didn't think she was that late, but hey, good business this woman does, I'm telling you. She sent me an original piece of artwork from her deck, and I think it's beautiful. I love esoteric art, and this is wood painted, hand painted, and I love it. The silhouettes of two people. It doesn't really indicate gender, so that's nice. It's open, it's inclusive. And I love the colors. I love to write a robin's egg blue. Well, I love all colors, I'm telling you. I love color and vibrancy. But anyone that her tissue that she wrapped it up in I love this color. As you can see, it's kind of the color of this new cloth that I have. And her little note, so artistic, comes with Maya, I'm so sorry this is later than you expected. Please accept this original oracle card as an apology. I hope you enjoy your new deck. With a heart, it has Marie. It's just very good business. So you can find her on Etsy. And this deck has some similarity to Kathy Nichols' deck, but also a difference. Only in some basic aspects, but the artwork is different and so forth. For those of you familiar with Kathy Nichols, she has the Synchronicity deck and another deck that I love, that I find very accurate. So isn't that beautiful? And I just love small bits of artwork like that's esoteric based. And it comes with a quick booklet. I like the kind of booklet for quick refreshing if you get stuck when you're looking at the cards. So anyway, let's look at Donald Trump and if he loses Mar-a-Lago. Now, I've felt that he would lose the tower in Manhattan. I feel like that will go. I felt like that for quite a while, and I've said so in my readings, but you might be new here for all this video finds you. So just to make you aware of that, I've seen that, but I haven't really looked at Mar-a-Lago, so I'm going to look at Mar-a-Lago. Okay, does Donald Trump and family lose Mar-a-Lago? Will they lose Mar-a-Lago due to litigation and his being in trouble for his criminality? Is that one of the possessions he might have to sell, lose, change? Let's take a look. Mar-a-Lago. Does Donald Trump lose Mar-a-Lago or have to sell it? Will Donald Trump lose his possession of Mar-a-Lago in Florida? Well, we get the card of joy, flow, journey, peace. Doesn't really look like it. But let's keep going. I feel like that residence for him has been a very positive place for him. He's got a lot of good memories. He's made a lot of deals there with people, I'm sure. He's had a lot of good times. I'm sure all those parties where Epstein was hanging out with them and they're oogling at the women dancing. But Jeffrey wasn't so interested because the women were his own age. Father. Moon. Now here we go now. Night. Teacher. Whoa. This is interesting. I definitely feel like this is the past. This row is the past. Even with the flow card, it's like the flow of time to me. It's feeling more like that because the second row is much darker and more reflective of his present into the near future, I believe, situation. So let's do these two rows and let's do them horizontally and vertically, okay? Okay, so I think I pretty well explained horizontally the past, what Mar-a-Lago has been for him and his family. It's been a place of good times. There's a lot of positivity that they associate with that, and they've been very comfortable there. Now, more at the present and into the near future, we have the issue of father. There is the moon, the night, and teacher. And I see this being Donald Trump as the father, and the history of his connection there. Is going to become much more difficult. How to explain what I'm feeling? Well, even if we just look at the how the two lines of cards differ, one is very easygoing, it is flowing. I've got my kitty cat meowing. Sorry. But it's also talking about a journey here and peace. That journey changes from this light-hearted, flowing energy to a deeper personal issue. And I think it is speaking. This is the first time I'm using these cards, so I'm tuning in to how they tell a story. I think it's showing that the pattern that exists, even though his father is no longer on Earth anymore, the pattern and the relationship, the kind of relationship they had, shows up. And as we know, that pattern is not a healthy pattern. That pattern is problematic because his father taught him how to be deceitful, how to do things in a secretive, underhanded, mob-style manner. And this is being taught also, to his own children. And I really also don't like to call them children because they aren't. They're adults. But it is a pattern in that family that has persisted through generations through the male side. And I see, as far as that, him being able to pass this property or keep it in their family as being in question with this row. I'll do one more row just for clarification. But I feel like I'm being shown that he's had no worry about this place for several years, and it's been a positive place for him. But now, in the middle point, this middle set of cards are saying he's being given lessons. He's facing lessons that come from generational patterns. With the males, his father, and back his grandfather has come to manifest in a public way. Now that's taking hold, and it's not going to be like how it was in the past anymore, because the Knight, it shows him going through, as many readers have been saying, the dark night of the soul. He has yet to go completely through that. He would just be entering the dark night of the soul with the investigations going on. When he's out of office, and when the next step, so to speak, with that investigation of, becomes more active with affecting his lifestyle, where he is, how he's living, what he's facing and dealing with every day, because he won't be the president anymore. Then we have very uncertain issues for him in being able to maintain that property, because his criminal activity that's gone on, and by the father card, and by the men in his family for generations, and he's taught his sons Tweedledee and Tweedledum, with the exception of the son that he doesn't really like to acknowledge as being his son. It's Melania's son, which I think is rather sad. Eric and Donnie Jr. for sure have been given this education, shall we say, of how to be a criminal, to do things underhanded. But I'm feeling very strongly that now the universe is going to use that pattern of behavior that they have persisted in for generations as their teacher. And those of us who are open to these kind of understandings know that when you go through a dark night of the soul as your teacher, it is a harrowing experience. And it changes from happy, sunny, happy memories and a pleasant journey to more of a dark night of the soul, and dealing with very deep, established, problematic patterns of deceit and criminality, doing things under the radar. That might change the outcome for him. Okay, so let's bump up another row here just to look at. I like to do 3 rows. Free is what that card says, and what we see is a caged animal and a person with a key that is sitting outside of that cage. Okay, that feels like a nod towards prison. And I'm feeling like there's a message here of this is his choice. His own choices have put him in a situation. I do not think so far that this means, hey, you're free to come and go. Because he's really, I think, not going to be. Frustration. Okay? with that lack of liberty, despite the fact the card that he wishes he was free, free from the darkness, free from the lessons that he's going to be now really going into more depth and experiencing. But I don't think it looks very good. I think that he's not going to be able to keep it. The word no and the word sight. To me, this means he hasn't secured that possession in a way that he could have. Now, I don't know what that would be, but it's just a feeling that I'm getting. Okay? You know, his father unfortunately taught him how to be a criminal, but he didn't teach him how to be a free person. As corny as that sounds, he gave Donald a very tainted example that he should live up to say the least. He wanted a killer. He got a killer. But he didn't teach his son the way to really, truly thrive and live. Donald is not prepared to deal with and is not capable of dealing with the consequences when things get muddled, when things get in a mess. He's always had to have someone bail him out, whether it was Daddy, Putin, or someone else that he could hire or make a deal with. That's how he has survived. But that is changing here. Now it's like, okay, you got away with this for so long, but now the lessons change. And the lesson becomes a generational problem, sticks to like glue to you. And you get to go through very dark night of the soul and effort to salvage what is left of himself, his own spirit, as far as I'm concerned. But I don't see him being able to hang on to it. And he doesn't know how he's going to hang on to it either. He has nothing to offer. And he's very frustrated because he doesn't know how he's going to be, as far as that property is concerned. I see a problem with him being able to figure out how to hang on to it. There's just too much going on. Too much going on that he is, far as I think, probably litigation, problems that that have come home to roost. He's going to, I think, because he's not going to have a lot of great options, he's going to have to let it go, in my opinion. And be willing to look at the sensible, you're going to have to let that go, that you're not going to be able to hang on to that, because there hasn't been something that's been maintained for him in order to keep hold of that property. And I think that is frustrating, that is upsetting. I don't see him being able to keep it. I feel like the answer is no. I feel like it shows journey, night, no. So even when I read the message is the same, horizontally and vertically, is he's going into now a much more, how to say it, depth of the problems of he's not going to be able to escape the darkness that he's sown, and that has been sown for generations and taught from one generation to the next about how to be criminal, how to keep this below radar, how to get away with stuff. That lesson comes home to roost for this family, and they are not going to be able, I predict, to keep Mar-a-Lago from this reading. So the flow changes to moon and frustration. It's a different time in his life. He is not able to have the same people there to help him continue business as he used to do. A lot of these people will be either in prison, dead like Epstein, or not wanting to go anywhere near him and be associated to him because they don't want to be radioactive either, if they aren't already outed as being someone that he did business with. That's another thing that I want to look at, because I think we have a whole roster of names of people yet that we'll be learning about a little bit once litigation gets going. People who might be uncovered that do not want to be uncovered. In short, I'm being shown he's got to pay now for what he enjoyed. He will pay for that enjoyment, because that past pattern has going to lead to prison, or what I feel like is a lack of freedom. If there were more positive cards here, I'd say maybe he would actually be free, but I don't see him being free. I get that this is not being free, that he's going to be feeling like the animal behind the bars, and that other people have control over his freedom, and that is not something that he has. He once had it, but he blew it. This will be immensely frustrating to him, because he's just not going to have the patience to logically think things through. He gets too wound up. He doesn't know how to de-escalate and calm down and think things through logically. He's always had to be bailed out. And when no one is able to help him out, or is willing to help him out, that changes things. And it opens up a different reality with sight. That is the bigger picture. I think it's also him having to come to realize you're going to lose that property. You're not going to lose just that property, but a lot of things over the next however many years, with litigation and getting in trouble for a way you've lived in the past from generation to generation that is deceitful, under the radar. It is going to be your teacher now, the flip side of that. You've enjoyed the things that you had, but that's going to change. And here you are clearly not enjoying it, Donnie. And I think the answer will be no. It's of all 58 cards that I could get in this deck, I could have gotten yes, and then I would have to acquiesce and say, it looks like he might be able to maintain it somehow. But I'm being shown ultimately no. It may not be immediate that he loses it. It might be down the road, so to speak, time-wise. But I do feel he will end up finding that he cannot keep it, that he is not going to be able to retain it, and it frustrates him because he's trying to figure out, if all too late, if there isn't a way that he can somehow keep hold of, I believe, not probably only Mar-a-Lago, but other assets. But the clear picture is no. And because I see some form of, let's just push that card up so you can really see the bars. And this is Ivanka probably visiting him in prison or in some sort of a less than free setting. He will not be free to come and go. That's just something, a flash that came to me. Little blonde, looks like her. And I think that while he is, this is really kind of not that important, but I'm getting an impression that while he is in this less than free, holding prison type of setting, that he's going to look a lot less put together. He's going to look frustrated. He's going to look more disheveled. He's not probably going to be able to, for all I know, do his hair. Have, everything to that family is appearance and is the outside. It is shallow. It is not substance. So that's going to really, I think, bother him on a personal level. Not having access to keeping up his appearance and keeping up having that which he needs and those which he needs in order to do that, because he's a highly dependent person. For somebody that claims that he's so good at business and all this bunch of lies, that's exactly what they are, lies. He's not good at that. He's always had to have a bailout. His father did not teach him how to be a good business person. He taught him how to be a deceiver and a liar and somebody with mob connections, and to use them to help himself out. But there comes a point in time where that's going to hit a wall, and it shows us that we're right in the middle of it really opening up. As far as I'm concerned, time-wise, we're at the precipice of that really taking hold. So, just like I've been telling you in the readings, I think he's going to be, I don't know what kind of facility, what kind of setup it is, but it definitely looks like a lockdown. You are not free to do with what your assets, with what you wish. You're not free to come and go. And this makes me feel like family would be visiting him, particularly Ivanka. Maybe Donnie and Jared, certainly I get the strong impression they will also be in a facility of some kind. But that is another reading. We're just looking at Mar-a-Lago. Interesting, it's showing us a little more to the story so we can understand. I believe he will be in some form of a prison or security setting, that he's not free and he's not happy about it. He is depressed, he is frustrated, possibly disheveled, and not able to keep up his veneer that he has, his shellac in his hair and all that. And he doesn't want to accept the reality of the bigger picture coming into focus, the truth that he's always sought to avoid and bury in lies and obscurity. but as this comes, or as these lies and these veils of deception are pushed aside, and the focus is tightened and in view, he's really going to be wincing because he's never wanted to look at the truth. It's always been a lie. But he's not going to be able to continue with the lies and the deceit. He can sit there and lie till he's blue in the face, but this time it results in a loss of freedom. This time it results in a loss of being able to continue this pattern of deceit and criminality. Struggle. Just doing a fourth line. Nurture. Magic. Spiritual guidance. I feel, when I look down this row, the first thing that stands out to me, given what I've already picked up, is that, okay, it's been showing me that the dark night of the soul is now going to be his master. And the things that he's never wanted to look at and understand and accept are going to be right in front of him, and he's not going to be able, despite looking away and deny, it's like it's undeniable. So he's just going to look a fool sitting there. It's like somebody saying, I'm not in prison, and they're sitting in prison. You know, that kind of denial. But it's getting to him. Because no, he's never been given an or accepted no. But this time, no is no. And no takes precedent over his whims and his ability to get somebody or to have someone in his family bail him out, figure it out, fix it. Nobody's around to be able to bail him out. So he's going to be struggling to feel like he has what he needs. He's going to feel, for the first time probably in his life, besides when he was really little and he didn't have the attention of his mother, and he didn't have where he had want, a feeling of want and of not having something that he needed. He's going to have to sit in that uncomfortable awareness. It's really about his awareness and not being able to deny that his circumstances, because they're going to be so uncomfortable that he is not able to deny them. And that just is going to make him so angry that I don't think he's going to be able to think clearly or sensibly. He's just going to be more and more wound up. I think, now this one kind of throws me a bit. Magic and spiritual guidance. To me, it could be him looking for a quick fix. For somebody perhaps in the ultra, I don't know, right, conservative, religious, political type to help him. I don't know how well that's going to work, because I still feel that despite whatever attempt he uses to manipulate, like he was able to in the past, it's not going to work. There's no juice in that juju. There's no juice in that magic that he has. That's why he's feeling like he is out in the cold and not in a place where he can have his quote unquote needs met. His idea of what his needs are and what his needs are in truth are two very different things. So he's very frustrated with his sense of a nurturing environment and being able to hold on to Mar-a-Lago. I really don't think he's going to be able to. And it's going to be a struggle for him to hang on to it. He sees that as being his nurturing place, his home. The place at the end of the day that he can go back to after this nonsense and mess of his so-called presidency and traitordom has what it has created. He's not going to walk away from it without being, I think, losing his freedom, being frustrated, not feeling like he has a place to go to or that it's in question, and furthermore that the place, whatever place he's being held at, he's not going to like. And when I look down this route, this vertical, this is journey, this is night, this is no, this is magic, I feel like a force, power, bigger than his self, bigger than his own person and his own energy, is in control. And he is struggling with that, and it's a power play struggle for him. Because he's so used to being able to use some slickery, I guess that's a new word now I've just made, means of being able to get out of trouble. And he's not going to be able to do it. I believe forces of spirit, power in the universe say, oh, au contraire, Mr. Trump, you have got to sit in a very uncomfortable position now. The past is the past. You've had your fun. That's over with. Now come the lessons that generationally have enabled you to enjoy a lifestyle that is no more. That is no more for you. That is no more in your capacity to enjoy. Now you learned the dark lessons. You will not, okay, getting here. This is the universe's way of saying you will not be telling the universe how it's going to go. You are not the boss of the universe. You cannot tell the universe it's fired. The universe is telling you you're fired. You had chances generationally in your family to change, and you didn't. You didn't take on that lesson. You took the easy way out. Well, here is the hard lessons of the easy way out. It is not easy when you get caught. There is no easy out once you're caught, and you have mountains of litigation that show your undeniable criminality. So he will not be able to manipulate and keep Mar-a-Lago. I believe the clear answer is no. And I do believe he will clearly be at some kind of prison setting, finding his freedoms are not in place because of his past behavior and deception, and now he gets to pay for it. That's the honest to goodness reading I'm getting. So I do not think that he will be able to keep Mar-a-Lago. I don't know when he would lose it, but I'm getting, I believe, a very strong message from the universe saying the universe is going to take over where his free will has abused his power. That free will is no longer able to run around and do what it did. It's a different game now, Donald. It's a different era. It's a different time. And he is not going to like it. So that's my reading. Again, with the deck is the Common Threads. You can get it off Etsy. And the artist is Marie Palmer. All right? So I hope you're having a great Thursday. And I'll see you in the next video. Please like. It really does help us creators of content. Please hit the like button or the dislike if you didn't like it. And subscribe, either, because you're enjoying or because you like to torture yourself if you don't like to enjoy. I don't know. Anyway, have a good one. And I will, like I said, see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.